Welcome to Being the Light. Glad to have you with us. Tonight's poem is one of my old special favorites. It's a poem by Rudyard Kipling called If. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting or being lied about, don't deal in lies. Or being hated, don't give way to hating. And yet, don't look too good, nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors as the same. If you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch. If neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much. If you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything in it. And, which is more, you'll be a man, my son. Yeah, we'll dedicate that to my boy, Adam. Kim Princess, really good to see you. Charlene, excellent. Glad you're here. Linda Martin, what's up? Carol. Hey, Carol, I thought a lot about last week's show, and you had asked a question about entities. I've got a more detailed, some more detailed information to give you about that, if you would be interested. And just email me either at brianlar@gmail.com or thewizard@wizardofoz.com. Either one. But get in touch with me. I think I've got a couple things that might be useful. And I have a couple questions for you too. Yeah. Linda says, always love this poem. You're welcome. It's a good one. It really is. All right. Yeah, before we get started tonight, as always, I want to thank my sponsors, my good friend at friedokra.tv, entertainment.tv, Ernie Mosteller, just an angel keeping us afloat. Check out his Instagram page, Ernie Mosteller, and check out some of his work. Leave him some comments. Tell him thanks for keeping us going. And my good friend Audrey Asciutto here in Sebring, who runs Audrey's Place, a really killer bed and breakfast right on the circle here in Sebring. Awesome place to stay. Thanks both to my angels. And I have a silent angel that I don't really bring up very often because he doesn't like it. But I'm going to bust him out because it's his birthday this week. And that's my good friend, many lifetimes friend, Brannon. When I met him, he was a 22-year-old cocky little smartass, and I started calling him Brat Boy And that wound up being my moniker for him for the rest of our lives. So happy birthday, my brother. I hope you have many, 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 many more. Evelyn, welcome. Let's see. All right. So tonight's really kind of a special night. It's actually the anniversary of the first time I had Kelly on my show, which was the Angel Channel back then. We hadn't started our relationship here on the Sacred Spiral Network. And it was just a really auspicious, and like the universe kind of made that happen. And it turned out that the day before, which is now the anniversary today, my son passed away. And I really thought about canceling the show, and wound up jumping on, and Kelly and I were going to talk about numbers, and it sort of became about that. And we did a really crazy ritual, sending them off to the light. And I just wanted to, well, first of all, let me bring Kelly on, man, the spiral goddess herself. How you doing, girlfriend?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, just talking about, just reminiscing a little bit about last year, and you know, I've learned a lot. Like, I've lost so many people, man. My whole like blood family, pretty much, I lost many decades ago, and now I'm at the age where like the people I replaced them with my adopted family. Most of those guys are going to the next realm as well. So, hey, Colin, welcome, man. Glad you could make it. Late
Thank
there.
you for having me on. Thank you for having me on. My goodness, I know there's so much change going on. My goodness.
So we really celebrated Adam last year, and here I've got some images. So we did a crazy, yeah, here we go. We did a really crazy group meditation, and we all gathered our energy, and um, he was in kind of a really fuzzy, like he didn't know where he was, and it was really confusing and kind of scary. So that night on the show, we all gathered our energy, gathered our, like, really got super bright, all in our light bodies, had them come in a circle in the center of the circle, and blasted them off up to the light. And it was a really profound experience for me, and I know it really worked. And my good friend Grace, my good friend Grace did a reading for me the next day, and 9 that morning she calls me up, and she's like, she didn't even say hello. She was just like, he showed up about 3:30, blah, 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 and gave me all these really specifics about conversations we'd had and moments that were like benchmark moments for like teaching him how to ride his bike and what happened with that. And it was just really super intense and specific, went on for a long time as well. And it was just a really glorious time. And I've kind of been thinking about that the last few days. And you know, I've had so much practice working through my grief that I've got it down to kind of an area where it's like it's a process for me now. And you know, Adam is like losing a kid. It doesn't, like, that's one of the most intense things you can do. But the thing about the grief, the deep grief for me, and I'm only you know, everybody deals with it in their own mode, but as I noticed it, like that hand on you when it's really super intense, you know, I'm really grieving for myself and missing like that interaction and what I was getting with and from that person while they were here in the physical part of me. And the fact that it was so final was really Like it made me feel really helpless. But I realized that we're not helpless at all. And that every time that you send energy to them for their elevation, for their evolution, for their journey to the light, that you're sending them, you're actually helping them on that plane. And I realized that my own grief was so intense sometimes that I would be hanging on to them and sort of tethering them, and they weren't going on where they needed to go. So I really tried to turn that around, and that worked out really, really great. So anyway, the night that we did the ritual, I was super, super hyped, man. I was just energized to the max. So I wanted to channel some light paintings representing sending him off. So this was sort of gathering him together, and everybody like starting to charge up and really getting ready to blast. And this last one, oh, I love this one so much. It was just like the blast off up to the light. And this is such a joyous, happy, incredible image for me. And every time I start to go around, yeah,
it looks like a scarab beetle.
well, actually, this is several layers of angels that are all with them. It's and the ones at the top are kind of like, yeah, there was meant to be them reaching up and moving him up that shaft of light.
I'd have to look into it, but I think the scarab in Egyptian culture represents like everlasting life or eternal.
That's true. That's very true. Yeah, these are kind of
beautiful, beautiful, Brian.
Anyway, I'm really happy that you came to share space with me tonight, and I'm looking really forward to some. Oh, before we get off into the numbers part of it, you and I were talking right before Thanksgiving this year, and we were kind of finalizing our agreement to get together and do the show. And it was such a really good call, and I felt great about it. And, it was going into the first holiday sort of season, since my son passed. And, I was like, how's that going to like work? And I just got this feeling right after we hung up the phone to go outside. And I walked over, opened up the front door, and this is what greeted me. 180 degrees. And when I originally saw this was a triple rainbow, which you can still sort of see the second one out there. The third one was in between these. And when I first saw it, like I've seen one triple in my whole life when I was really young. And this one was like just crazy with the light beams and the glowing colors. The colors, like this picture does not even begin to do the intensity of it. And I was gobsmacked. I couldn't even do anything for a while because I was like, oh my God, that is so amazingly beautiful. And by the time I finally got my camera, a lot of it had faded.
Yeah. That is so bright though. That is so still just wow. What time of day was it?
Wow, we talked. I guess it was still sunlight. So I guess it's about 4. It was November. It was like just a couple days right before Thanksgiving. So it was 4 or 5 in the afternoon. And here you can really kind of see the skeleton of the second and the third one down there too, which is just really super fun. What a magical thing. Lynn did a show a couple weeks ago and talked about rainbows and what they do, and like even talking to someone supposedly about a triple, even that talking to them is like passing on a blessing. So I pass on that blessing and that joy and that sign that everything. And that was like my son. It was like your conversation and mine. It was like ultimate confirmation on that. And it was like my son was like, just chill, Dad. Everything's going to be all good and it's going to be cool. And it was, man. The holidays I just rode through like gangbusters. It was really great. Anyway, I wanted to share these because they take my breath away and share some good blessings. And I hope it passes on to all of you guys.
I love your capturings and your artwork, and it's just, they're breathtaking. So I'm happy to just to observe and just be like, tell me the story, tell me the feelings, tell me about the energy. They're just so meaningful and gorgeous.
You know, you guys, you and Jennifer. Oh, by the way, make sure you stick. Are you doing the love show tonight?
Yeah, Nancy's going to be on as a guest for Jennifer for the love show. So it's right after this.
Awesome. Yeah. So make sure you stick around for this. And you and Jennifer did a really great show a couple of weeks ago and got really in depth about numerology. I was just kind of over the top about it. It was like, yeah. And you brought a couple of really new like perspectives I had heard about, but I didn't really think about, like that attitude thing. I've been trying that out and it's like so good, man. It's like really great. What a great little tool. Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome. It's a little power, packs a punch. It seems small, but it's mighty.
I love those. I love those extra windows in. So on that note, you guys were on the love show and really talking about relationships and how to like, how do you know whether you're vibe or not? And you did a masterful job of like taking that apart and showing why that works. And I have one I want to pass on to you now, that this is something I've been using for a long, long time. Hang on, let me get it up here. All right, let me make this a little bigger. There we go. All right, so I just pulled out a couple of names out of my head, right? So the idea here is, figuring out somebody's whole chart. Excellent way to like see about the compatibilities and where there's going to be friction and where things flow really good. But another aspect of that is like, what would the final outcome of that union sort of be? So the way I do that is to take the name, both names, and cross out all the letters that duplicate, and just leave yourself with just the letters that are just singles. So that's the TWNJCP. So you add those all together, you get insight in just the individual letters like you were doing, and like what's there. Like there's only one even number in that whole spread. It's all odd numbers. And then you add that together and you get a number that's that sort of gives you indications into what's the result of this thing. And like in this particular case, it just happened to be this is a really great number. Yeah.
So, tell me more about this. So they have 5 of energy amongst themselves that is not duplicated. So how do you see that playing out with dynamics when you've done this for people?
Well, this to me says I'm not really looking so much at the dynamic of what's happening. The methodology that you were using does that really, really great. It kind of like takes it apart. You see strengths and weaknesses in the individuals, but also in how they would work together. But this sort of like is the end result of that. Like if we get together and we spend this time and this energy working on this relationship, what's the outcome of that? And in this case, it's 23, which reduces to a 5. And it's the number leads you to fame, honor, and materials gain, and so that would be a pretty good indication that these two people would be really prosperous and fruitful together. So that's just another weird little jag to look at everything with, so
Cool. Yeah. No, I like playing around with different rules. Like I'd be very intrigued to have fun with that. And yeah, like 5 is a number of change, so they would definitely bring out a lot of aspects in each other where they would feel the relationship was one of growth, whether it ended well or not well. It would be a relationship of tremendous growth for them.
yeah, but the 23 in there would really indicates that it's a very successful number, a very materially successful number. Hey, what's up, Arnie? Good to see you. Interesting thing on what's going on coming up, ET and the whole. Yeah.
Whole enchilada.
Yeah. Vivian, really great to see you. Hey, I've been wanting to ask you, like Kilauea is just going on. Like I've been seeing some amazingly beautiful images. Do you ever go over there and shoot some images? Yeah, I'd love to know
Vivian in Hawaii.
Yeah, Vivian lives in Oahu, I think. Yeah.
Vivian needs to. I mean, you encouraged Kim to play around with her artistic skills. I'd like to see Vivian take a crack at it too in a different fashion. I'd be very intrigued.
Michael Zen, good to see you. And yes, my friend, 23 is your number. Yeah. Oh, big time.
I would love to hear how that's his number. I don't know his birthday.
I can't remember whether I think that's his soul number. I break my numerology readings down into 4 numbers. You do the birth date, which is for me the life lesson number, and that's the lessons that you sort of chose that'll spiral around and get more opportunities to see how you've done on them. And that's kind of a recurring lifelong thing. Then I break the name down into vowels and consonants, and the vowels represent the soul number. And for me, that represents like the deepest you, like the you that only you and God know. And then the consonants represent your outer personality number, and that's the you wear on the outside to go through the world. And then the destiny number is the combo of all of those letters. So super simple. And then for people over 30, 35, the combo of your life lesson and your destiny kind of like provide this number, I call the power number. And it's pretty intense. It's pretty clear too. Like when I see that number pop up for me, I know to go for it. And every single time it's spot on, man. So yeah, I love numbers. They never lie.
They're pretty consistent. So that's nice. They're very helpful. I will say they glow in different ways for different people. Like 1-5 on somebody, they might have tendencies, but like how can I put it? Like if you were to say like I'm just gonna make something up. Like archetypically, like the number 5 reminds me of hot chocolate, like a really good hot chocolate. Well, some people's hot chocolate is going to be more vanilla based. Other people's hot chocolate might be like a mocha hot chocolate. It's not the same hot chocolate. One's going to, be really marshmallowy. One's going to be really sweet. One's going to be really bitter, but it's still hot chocolate. And so you have to learn about the different aspects of hot chocolate. And so like one time, to be specific, I was doing a reading and somebody had a 5, and a 5 in a certain placement lets people experience like a lot of different varieties of partners and friendships. But as soon as I looked at her number in my like my ear, my own higher self said, "Hey, she's not quite like that." So I knew, even though she was like very much a 5, she was an introvert, and she was very much like one to come late out of her shell, and she didn't like a lot of attention. So I had to dig into other parts of the 5. So I was like, "Oh, not there. All right, somewhere else," but we're still in the 5. But yeah, like, so I do Pythagorean numerology just like you, but we do ours like a little bit differently, but very similar at the same time, it seems like.
Yeah. Well, I guess it just depends on who you, like, I've studied a lot of different numerology methods, but the one I originally learned is the one I always like go to. It's the one that seems like really ingrained. It's kind of like what magic showed up and gave me, like, originally was my core stuff, like runes. Like, man, I got a set of runes long before I knew anything about what that was. And I've still used them constantly. They're just part of your fabric after a while.
I would love to see.
You mentioned numbers glowing. I was going to ask you about this. Someone that I was learning from a while ago did this exercise with me, with sitting in a dark room and holding up fingers that represented the number of whatever it was, from 1 to 9, right? And the exercise was to see what energy was happening, like not what the finger was, or be like, you couldn't, it was too dark to see what she was holding up. But like when she did a 1, like, I'm getting this projection, like, and when she did a 2, I got this kind of like curly Q thing, like and the 3 sort of built into this pyramidal sort of shape. And it was crazy the way that, like, they really literally have energetic vibrations that you can tune into and see. And that kind of changed, like, it stopped being like numbers, like you think about accounting, and they became alive to me in a really real way. Do you look at it that same way?
I like feel them in a way where I can experience that. I haven't played around with my sight with numbers as much. Like, if I meditate, I can have association with them, and I can have like pictures and a multi-dimensional experience. But I almost don't do that enough, because when I have done it, I go, I want to work more with this. And it's like, that I guess I get distracted by all the stuff that's there. Like, when something really hits you in the face and you go, wow, number 1 is red. Whoa, whoa. But then if you sometimes go, ooh, number 1 is red, purple, and white, you go, there's a lot going on here. Maybe I'll come back to this. So I've had those experiences, and I go, with the color department and the number department, I'm so distracted by so many things. I think it's, I need to strip it down. I think that's like a lot of things with energy. Sometimes you can't even describe it because you need time with it, and other things you can go, this is really clear, this concept for me. But if I were to be teaching it, I would say, hey, like, 1 is a very fiery vibration. It has a very warm sensation to it. So I know that energy, and I could talk about why that is. But right, for the 1 itself, I have to deep dive down that lane a little bit more for the color aspect. Hope that makes sense.
Yeah, perfect sense. Actually, it's a really great dive. I really love it. So I wanted to ask you, in your own personal practice, I know you're always learning and growing and you know, what's your next interest? What are you thinking about right now? What's happening in your own personal practice?
Well, I think that I'm trying to get my head on straight a little bit with my personal practice. We go through different waves of how we are with energy of our own personal nature and of the furtherment of our own skills, our development. And I think like with Sacred Spiral, I'm creating this balance in the system where I feel like I'm being ripped apart to transform, but not being ripped apart, so much where I don't regenerate. So I'm in the energetic understanding of my stretching my limits and allowing my brain to come with me. And as I'm growing, not to forget the things that I've once learned while I'm learning the new stuff. So I've been wanting to journal much more and remember things. I do have practices that I just use regularly. So something that I do that always helps me, like so I can give you, is I'll do like body scans and I will go, okay, like physically, why is this coming up? Or physically, as I feel it, emotionally, what does this represent? And can I guide it out easily? So I play around with how energy sits in my body, feels within my body, understanding the conception and inception, understanding if it's mine or somebody else's. And so it gets me really good with working with people's energy in general, because I know mine very well as I'm understanding how people are influencing me. So I'll meditate with that in walking motion or when I sit down and I just scan my body. And that helps me psychically a lot. Within numerology, I worked psychically a lot with numerology. So when I am thinking about somebody, it could just be they come to my mind, or I'm remembering what somebody represents. It could be emotionally or their life story. I'll recount their numbers with what I know about them, and I go, "Oh, that's teaching me more about the energy of this." Got it. Like, so I'll do a lot of reviews, like in my head. My head kind of
Yeah,
is like this.
that's great. That's great work.
Yeah, what's like the librarian with like that little roll with all the like the information on it. Like I'll spiral my roll and I'll go like, remember this, and that really helps me to get stronger. But then I find if I don't write things down and go back to them, because there's so much, that I'll be like, oh gosh, I hope I don't forget this, forget that. I think there's too much going on. So I want to refine it. And get stronger. That's where I am right now. I'm getting ripped apart, but I'm getting stronger. But it's really messing with my head.
I think that's a recurring, like, I don't think that ever goes away. I think as soon as you get it ripped apart and you put it back together, you're ripping it apart and putting it back together again. I think that's just the
I think
nature
you're
of
right.
evolution. I really do.
I think you're right. I just it feels a little bit more difficult for something that I've made so much easier. So I'm at the precipice of, I don't know, figuring something out.
Well, if you ever want any energy goodies, or like, I would love to do some energy practice with you at some time, and
Oh, I would love
wake
it.
that part of you up. And we could send each other stuff through the, yeah. I'll send a marble over there and you could send a marble back. That'd be really crazy fun.
Well, you're making me think of the things that I do now, like for a minute, right? But no, I would love to. One of the energy practices I do, gotta laugh at life, is when I'm doing scanning for myself or someone, when something's not supposed to be in a certain way. So it's very much like healing and psychic work, um, and visual work and feeling work. I will gather up the energy that doesn't need to be there, and I will use objects, and objects will change, or sometimes new ones will come in, but I will use energetic objects like magnets, or I'll use colors to gather up energy and net it and like send it up. So like I
Nice.
use a lot of red, where like the strength of the red pulls the energy that is really heavy, and or I'll work with polarity, where things will reflect or magnetically attach, so I have to do less work. So I'm always like playing around with what's the strongest energetic signature where I can get this over here, because that doesn't need to be there. It doesn't seem like it's helping anybody.
Yeah.
So I play around with that. It's very Green Lantern. Does anyone know about Green Lantern, where they imagine things and they can create
I know
right?
about the Green Lantern. Yes, absolutely.
That's real in the energetic healing world. It's real.
Absolutely, it is. There's a lot of
Yeah.
stuff on the energetic world that people think is just imagination that absolutely is real in that frequency. And let me
It's
say hi to some people. A bunch of people have shown up. Vivian, go to Kilauea, man. You live close to Kilauea. I know you're on another island, but go get some pictures. That's an amazing, like, this is a once in a lifetime, like, spectacle happening with this thing. Yeah. Mr. Zen, yeah. Okay, let's see.
Happy birthday to Arnie, by the way. I see that in the comments.
Yeah, happy birthday to Arnie, and happy birthday to Ashley Page. It's her birthday today. So welcome, and happy to have you at the show. Cosmic
There's
Currents, different silent set of numbers on other dimensions from the ones we have here. I don't think great question. I think that's the thing to me, like, at least the manifest universe is constructed out of numbers, letters, and sounds. And I think that those frequencies, whether they're drawn in different ways, I think those same frequencies exist throughout. That's just my opinion. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like knowing those numbers helps you get to that frequency. When you know that frequency and you know what that little combo of energies are for the key for that, then you get to ride there and go there. And different rules. I mean, like, time is like, time is non-existence once you get out of this zone, and you start going into some of the more elevated areas. Time works in a really different way in a really crazy zone. So great question, Colin.
I think that all roads like lead to the same place, and if it's similar energy, like you're gonna vibe with what you need to vibe with. It's like there's certain people that you meet and they come from different backgrounds or they're of different ages, but if you operate on the same frequency, all of a sudden you just understand each other. And it could be like, even if you don't speak the same language, like through empathy, you'll understand a person. You're just in sync. I do think there's some interesting crossovers. So with like numerology, I've had to really go, there's so much that I still have yet to understand, and I have to like sit with it more, because like it or not, one part of numerology is based on language principles, and it's based on Germanic and Latin principles, the English language. So if you try to translate Pythagorean numerology over to Japanese or like Chinese numerology, more specifically, it gets really convoluted, and I've noticed that the crossovers are not so flowing.
No, that doesn't work.
It doesn't work very easily. I've tried so someone has given me their like Japanese name and characters broken down into the English translation, and I don't find that things are in sync as much as I like. I've practiced and played around with things. I'm like, so they're just like Colin. I just want to bring that up because there's a language barrier. just like, you know, we might have a number barrier
Yeah,
with
but you
our,
know what? I think math is the language of the universe. And I think
so
numbers
let's,
and math are the language of the universe that transcends, however, culturally or whatever entity, frequency, those. I think that's still the language of the universe.
ultimately it transcends, but like I think we have to go to numbers first, before we go to the language first. If our language is being broken down into numbers and we're basing the numbers off of where we want to get to in a language sense, I do think there's limitations rather if we just look at more of the numbers. And right, I do think like you said, frequency trumps everything, and numbers are much more closer to that than language is. So,
Let's see.
Michael is a Scorpio. And I was
Jennifer,
wondering if you were
I didn't
1020.
say hello. How are you? Glad you could make it. Always love to see you, my darling. Kay Weezy, good to have you with us as well. You know, we're rocking through the show, so I would love. Are you up for doing readings?
Oh, yeah, sure. Hey, yeah. I was reading the comments for a second.
Well,
Yeah.
we won't do a meditation tonight, but I do want to create some sacred space and just connect our energy and get together, and then we'll dive in. Yeah, Tammy Joe, I see. Yeah, 11, 11, 2, 2, 12, 12.
Yeah, you just guide me, Brian. You
All
just
right, well
let me know which
here we
comment.
go. We're gonna make some sacred space here. With the radiant light of the source, we vanish and clean this space. We make this place pure. With the brilliant, radiant light of the source, we vanish, clean this space. We make this place pure. Ah, man, they're here in force tonight. With the brilliant, radiant light of the source, the true light. The true light. We vanish and clean this space. We make this place pure. We come together in joy to create our sacred circle, our place of safety and sanctuary and brilliant, radiant light. We ask that our angels, our guides, and allies be with us this evening and share their wisdom, their knowledge, and their love of the source. We ask that we have eyes to see, ears to hear, and the wisdom to understand. And with absolute gratitude for all of it, the good, the bad, and especially the ugly. Infinite unconditional love and our wish for bliss to the source. We open our circle. So I pulled 3 cards for the group right before the show, and just wanted to share those with you guys before we get started. First card is the universe, which is the place where you've gotten your skills, you're ready to go march and take on whatever challenges and adventures you want to go have. The chariot, which is about a single-minded focus on the goal. It's like going after the holy grail, and with that single-mindedness, you're assured absolute victory. And the last card, the 10 of Pentacles, which is the wealthiest card in the entire deck. And this card is about wealth and abundance that doesn't go away. It's the wealth that you can leave and share and grow on. And just like, you got all the skills, focus on the goal, keep going, and the wealth of abundance will come. So there you go. That could not have been any crazier. Wait here. Or no, go back to that one for a second.
Okay. All right.
All are frequencies, so I believe it's about resonance, and a certain resonance creates a key. Yes, absolutely. All right, Miss Brickell. I know like lots of people have shown up to get you to take advantage of your vision. So I'll turn it over to you.
Oh, okay. So I'm first. All right.
Well, you're the spiral goddess. I love that name, by the way. You're going to be the spiral goddess for me forever.
It's a lofty title. I am honored. Thank you.
You quite
Thank
live
you.
up. What's up, me and my
Thank
shadow?
you,
What's up, Lynn?
fellow king of the stars and telekinesis. All right. Let's see here. So whoever's open to receive a reading, just let me know. It will help me kind of just be pulled to you, to go to you. Okay? If you have a question, please let me know. If not, I'm just going to read a general. That's just how I work. I will ask how you'd like to be worked with. Right?
Keep
So,
going, Kim. Stay on the goals. Keep your eyes on the prize, and don't let anything get in your way.
Chariot. Okay, I guess we're going to Kim then. You're gonna help me with Kim. You were like, you helped me go. Zing. I'll go to Linda Martin afterwards. So I was connected to Linda earlier, and then I'm gonna open up the space with Kim. So Kim, do you have a question? And then Brian, if you want to tag team, you can let me know, or we can trade off. We can bounce around.
I'll pull some cards in the background. If I feel spunky, I'll dive in. But
I love it, Kim. So let me know. General, then I'm going to start you off with the general, but you let me know if you have a question. Okay. So let's see what's coming up for Kim. Just so many things I want to do. I'm looking at cards, but I'm also looking at her energy. So I'm taking a moment. Okay, so one thing that comes in right away is like Kim is like the need for like a deep breath, the need to actually slow down and write out what you've accomplished already. Okay, because I feel like you're in this momentum of creating, and whether or not that journey is figured out, you know that you're expanding, and you know that like you're in this place where you're like, okay, I feel like I can do this now, I can do that now, and to encourage you to continue to go forward and to make it more satisfying, because it's like if we're not like happy while we're walking in our dreams and actively like getting our goals, then after a certain time, it's kind of like you go, well, what's the point of everything? You start like looking at the whys, and it gets like into an existential like, whoa, I thought I was, I thought I was awake, and now, yikes, what's all this stuff? And you're saying, ooh, yes, okay. So let me know if you can resonate. Let me know, okay. And so, like the remedy for some of that is writing down what you've accomplished, and it will give peace to your soul. And you're like, wow, I've already arrived. I guess I get to continue to be happy rather than searching for it. Like you've already found some of your happiness. Like please know that. So I just feel like I'm being hard on myself, and I have to take a deep breath to be kind to my body, to slow down my body, and to feel good in my body. So there's like a lot of heavy themes here about needing to do more, wanting to do more, and not allowing yourself to release, and also not giving yourself enough credit, even though you've been doing awesome stuff. You will give yourself credit, but then you're quick to go like, well, doesn't need to be talked about that much. So continue to let yourself shine. Continue to let yourself shine. I can continue going. I'm going to hand it over to Brian, though, for a moment. Yes.
So this is the magician, the Magus card, and this is the Magus card of the earth, the body. So it's about like manifesting and opening up and waking up your skills, and just have patience. We've had this talk before, man. You've got a lot of stuff like that you want to do. Just try not to do them all at once. Pick the one that has the most heart for you at the moment. Stay on that path for a little bit, and just give yourself enjoy the ride. It should not be laborious, and you've got like the most backing for your own magical explosion to happen. So that's energy way around you, and take advantage and ride that wave. Yeah.
Absolutely. You have good support around you, and like have fun with the ascension. So like this card came in that I really want to like show you, that I think is like so beautiful and pretty. It's like rainbow light, and like you're beaming up. You're like this antenna of greatness, and it feels amazing. It's just like enjoy the ride. Like this is a roller coaster, awakening, and enjoy the ride. And it's okay that everything hasn't unified. You're still kind of like, how does this go together? And how am I gonna? I feel like, how am I gonna make money? But also like, how with what I'm working on, how then can I apply it further? And I just feel like the answers will showcase themselves. Like, don't just work, just work from the heart, and it will come together. It'll just be like, oh, I guess we're going this direction now, rather than like, I really have to figure it out. Like, if I'm going to be serious about this, I really have to figure it out. I feel like inspiration will come naturally, and also friends, the more friends you make, they're going to help inspire you and pave the road. So you're not in this alone. And please, the number one message I'm getting is, do not do this alone. You're not in this alone. Just do it and enjoy it. Yeah, just doing it, like with the answers that you seek, like they'll come as they need to. Brian, is there anything else?
No, I think we should go on to somebody else.
Okay. I was drawn to Linda. You can pick somebody next, and I'll go to Linda after. So it's totally up to you.
All right. Well, Vivian asked for an angel card, so I would love to accommodate her on that. Let me get my little all right. All right, Vivian, you know the drill. 3 really nice deep breaths. Words of wisdom for my good friend Vivian. Words of wisdom for my good friend Vivian. Words of wisdom for my good friend Vivian. Ha! My birthday card.
Oh.
Yeah, let me get this out. The Angel of Intellectual Talent, number 31. One of my favorite cards, too, by the way. You'll like this one, Vivian. Let's see here. Here we go. We are constantly evolving, and reality around us is always changing. Staying healthy and whole requires constant change. Be like water and remain flexible, versatile, and adaptable. Some situations will call on all your energy just to keep going, hoping for things to get better. The habitual nature of your routine can give you a false sense of security. It can become a comfortable lie. All great masters were apprentices first. You must be willing to undergo an apprenticeship to learn and acquire your mastery. Only then will you be recognized. You do things you have a passion for and believe they are worthy of your time and effort. And they like so are actually. Take care of yourself and your own needs. Do not move in the extremes now by overextending yourself externally. You know both your medium and your message so well that you work in harmony with their natures. You must care about your work and it must relate to the world. Keep the light shining. There you go. The tarot card for this is the Eight of Pentacles, which is the apprentice card. It's a really wonderful card. Like if you're starting a new job, like, but for me, it's always like a practice sort of thing. And like you get taken under your wing by someone that actually knows the ropes. Always a really great loan. Hope that was good for you, Vivian.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Vivian is saying, I love, oh, you can read it. Vivian's giving praise. All right.
Arnie says the stream ended on YouTube.
Oh, interesting. I can reconnect it. I thought it wasn't working, and so I directed the stream somewhere else. I've been trying to get the page to refresh, so it was working. Let me reconnect it now. Technical glitches. It's just the nature of
well, that's about what next week's show is about. Wabi Sabi, the perfection and the imperfection. There you go.
And that's what I did. That's what I did with the perfection and imperfection.
There you go.
That's what I did, Brian. I think I mixed up the links with Wabi Sabi, and that's what I mixed up the dates. Thank you for being okay with my imperfections. Okay, so Linda, are you in the house? You're up next. Fun with enemies. That's vicious.
Yeah.
Wow. She's ready. She's that's great. You're ready to tango, Vivian. Linda Martin, are you still here? Okay, she's here. All right, awesome. Linda, do you have a question? And everybody, if you want, put down your month and your day. I would love to work with your numbers too. If not, I'm just going to go in how I feel or pull a card. And that's how I'll work. So, Linda, you just let me know if you have a question. I'm going to get started with you. Yes, Arnie, I had to change things around. Arnie's calling me out. You're correct, Arnie. I had to direct things other places. I did. God bless you, Arnie. Yes, you are correct. I'm going to share it in just a moment so it can go back up. But to my knowledge, people were letting me know, Arnie, that they couldn't see it on YouTube. So it's really interesting that you could, because I couldn't see it. So that's why we have to buckle right now. So apparently it is working. All right.
Linda, just put down your birth date. You don't have to express it.
Yes, you can just think about it. Yes. Okay. That's a beautiful thing to ask. All right, Linda. Okay. So, Linda, oh, you're great. Thank you. I'm seeing it. Okay. I'm glad that it's working for people. Okay, thank you. So one of the considerations that I'm getting, as I'm in your energy, is will things be okay? Will everything be okay? And it's kind of lighting a candle with a prayer. So this is regarding and with a person, or like with regarding your feelings with how you are moving forward and being okay. But I feel like you are drawing strength or contemplating regarding like a person. You're seeking kind of this counsel, this guidance as you are going forward with helping to be okay. So if you can understand that, you are a type of person who is naturally pretty logical, the way that you see things. So it takes you a second to, again, we're talking about like taking a breath today. Apparently that's the theme, but it takes you a second to take a breath and go, okay, I'm not going to let this overwhelm me. I'm going to trust and have faith. You're a very careful person if you can understand this. So sometimes you can overthink, and the messages coming to you is to let go and to understand the process as it's happening. You get to understand, you get to sort things out, you get to connect the dots, but rather than freezing and being worried before it's happening, like literally dive into the waters, and while you're swimming go, that's how it works. Oh, it's like this. All right. Okay. And so you get to have the answers to your question as you're doing it. So it's a little bit like what I was saying to Kim, but it's quite different at the same time. Okay. Can you understand that, Linda? Me overthink, and she's laughing. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. But can you understand that you're like in a new phase of your spirituality where you are trying to surrender and you're trying to learn to ask help in different ways, and that's been like that's where I am with you in the reading. That's kind of a difficulty, and you're asking for help from your loved ones, from the spirit world. You're asking. You're like, can I have help figuring this out? I'm not sure if I'm going to be okay. She's saying yes. Okay. I'll continue to go, Brian, but
well, you are on a roll, and I know Linda really well. She's a very dear friend, so you are so like on. Keep going.
Okay. All right. And so thank you. Hi, Maggie. Hello, everyone coming on in. So this is about giving like forgiveness to situations of the past, and to understand that our loved ones are indeed safe and transformed, just as you are having protection as you are going through the motions, making sure you are safe as you're transforming. So like, I'm saying it that way because it's like we're not alone. Sometimes you feel alone in this, and you are surely not. And I would encourage you to look out for signs. So that's my next kind of step for you, that I want to give the message, and I'll probably end it here. I want you to look out for like a penny, and it's going to be in a weird place. It could be a coin, but I'm seeing a penny, and I feel like it would almost be like on a counter. Okay. I'm almost seeing it like a sink counter. I'm not sure if it will be, but I feel like it's going to be on a table or counter. And I feel like this is going to be a sign of divine synchronicity. And it's going to give you some understandings of, ooh, I really am being listened to. Ooh, there really is more than just my hopes and dreams. We're all connected, my friend. So I want you to look out for some change that are in places where it's not supposed to be. Okay, on a countertop, just all of a sudden,
crack in the sidewalk.
Yeah, maybe that too. But there's something about it being on like quartz or something, or like granite. So I have to put that out there.
There you go. Perfect.
So I'm gonna hand that to you. You have been listened to, and they have been watching you, and they have been listening to your prayers when you light candles. All right. You don't need the scents as much. Do you use like Glad sometimes? I know that's a weird question. Linda, do you ever use like Glad or like scented outlets or scented candles? They're saying like you don't need that stuff. Maybe that's just me coming in to like say that. You don't
Oh,
need
that,
that stuff. It's messing with your sinuses, my love. So I just want to put that there. You're saying not at all with scented. Is it the scented? See, I could just be getting it wrong, but I'm just saying, hey, you don't need any scented if you have scented candles. But can you understand? There's been pressure in sinuses. I'm just gonna wait. No perfume, things new. Oh, maybe it's me picking up on what she doesn't like. So I'm like, none of this for you. Interesting. But can you understand pressure in sinuses and difficulty with sinuses? No pressure. There's something about something. Well, I'm not getting it right. All I said is like, you don't need it. Apparently, you know you don't need it. So well done. Good job. I'm happy to get things wrong. You got to tell. I love it. I'm like you're like, yes, I don't have. Interesting. I'm picking it up for something somewhere else, but yep, that's not Linda. All right. Kim says, I think Kelly is picking up on me. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. If you can take like a blue candle, Kim, that you've been using, like a blue purplishly candle, it's more so blue than purple, and it's been messing with your sinuses, let me know. All right. Anyway, so thank you for letting me know, Linda. This is what I need to have. I need to know the nose. I'm like, well, where is that? Oh, she can say, yep, she understands the blue candle. Okay. All right. As long as we know where it's going, time to, she's like, yep, time to stop.
well, they were oddly connected in their readings. Like
They were.
That was sort of unusual. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so look up for the coins. That's for you, Linda, and the candles for you, Kim. All right, I let go, Brian. Take over. You're right, though. They were connected.
All right. Anyone else out there? Let's see. Did we have anyone else that needed a reading?
Kweezy is open. Evelyn, Maggie Martin was open. Jennifer McCormick, Trisha, Dennis.
Yeah.
Glinda. There, a lot of them are up about 10 minutes ago. A lot of people were saying open, so they're just waiting now.
All right. I am going to jump to Dennis Ng right now. Quick angel card. Man, where does the time go, Kelly?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
All right, Dennis, you know the drill, my brother. Words of wisdom for my friend Dennis. Words of wisdom for my friend Dennis. Words of wisdom for my friend Dennis. Interesting. Number 40, the angel of divine consolation. Why does deep sorrow hurt so much? The pain of separation is a bitter pill to swallow. Make the choice to remove yourself from any situation which produces sorrow or negative vibrations. Find your creative light and let that bad boy shine. Give up any dependency on others for your ideas. Focus your efforts on organizing your own life. View the past as a whole picture. Expand your view to the big picture and away from the small view that causes you pain. Be the peacemaker. Never be afraid to say you're sorry. Think before you speak so that you will not feel sorry after it's too late. Learn to accept your situation. Allow yourself to experience it. Give yourself the right to grieve and release the heartache in full. Let it go. Then once the upset, pain, and tears have gone, open the door to new possibilities. Your aching heart will need someone, and they'll be there. Yeah, that's an intense one. I'm sorry you're going through it. But as always, in every situation, they're always so like it's the wheel of fortune, man. One day you're up, the next day you're down. You know, you learn from the lessons that you learn when you're down and you ride those up to a new peak again. But you're very resilient. Your light is very, very bright and strong. And just keep going out to the big picture. Keep going out to the big picture where you can look at it without hurt emotions and look at it with your objective mind. That always helps a lot whenever you can. All right.
Sorry to hear that, Dennis. Yes, our condolences for Dennis, definitely.
You're very welcome, Dennis. My pleasure.
I'm going to go to Trisha. Trisha, are you here? Hi, Nancy. Love to Nancy. Hi, Nancy.
Hey, Nancy.
Love to Jennifer Rose as well, who's in here earlier. So Trisha, I think you're here, Trisha. I just want to, you were here a moment ago. Just got to make sure you're here to start. That's just how I work. And if not, I'm going to go to Rohan. I'll go to Rohan then. Oh, she's here. Okay. All right. So, okay, Trisha, thank you. And then you gave me your birthday up top, and I just had it, and I scrolled past it. I'm just going to start, though, with what I know. Okay, good. Thanks. I saw that. All right. So, Trisha, something that comes up that's really important. You are in like a new phase of yourself, if you can understand this. So it's like you've released the past to a point where you feel like you're truly in a fresh start. It's one thing to hope it, it's another thing to feel it. And you just let me know if you're, you can understand what I'm saying, Trisha. Hello. And so it feels like I'm here, like, you know, what do I do? And really, it's about just like living life. If you think that's, you know, would be nice, but I don't know. Let's see how it's gonna go. It's like just no, the rules don't apply. This is what I say to a lot of people. The rules don't apply that once were bound to you. So you are in a year of one, you're in a year of rebirth, and you're saying, yes, understand, definitely. Thank you for understanding. Your last year was like a purging, a releasing, a grieving, if you can even understand, of people and situations. And so it's about accepting this new confidence and not overthinking the confidence. And I like when I look at your energy, I see all these colors, but they're not bursting forward. There's all this imagination inside and feelings and hopes and dreams. But I'm just like, spread those wings, like stir things up, have some fun. You're such a creative person, and like, can you understand? Like, you don't show people like the things that you do. I don't know if it's artwork. I don't know if it's writing. I just feel like you actually have this creative side to you and you don't really show people it. And when you do, you're just like, it's not that good. Like you'll say stuff like that. And it's like, whoa, no, like actually this is pretty great. This is pretty awesome. So it's this year is inviting you to be bold and to continue to step up to the bat, to be bold and have boundaries with how other people are treating you. Even though you're like redefined in this new era, you're going to still have to relearn boundaries until people go like, I get to tell you how you're going to be around me. And, you know, I get to take off if it's not good. You're saying true. Okay, so Brian looks like he wants to say something too, so I'm gonna hand it over to Brian.
Oh no, actually, I've got like laser focused on Lucille right at the moment.
Oh, you're just you're ready to go for Lucille. Okay, so I will wrap it up in a bow, Trisha. So I feel like you get to be all parts of yourself. Be like, I feel like there's something about like you being a badass. Like I have to acknowledge that, like Trisha, and I feel like a part of you wanted to like rectify some of those bits and be like, I'm more even keeled now, and it's just like as long as you feel amazing, you get to be you in all forms. Like you are a badass at heart. So
Yeah,
like
with their
break.
belief, your own belief in yourself will like open up a ton of doors because you're the only one kind of holding those closed right now, man. Everybody, I think most everybody around you knows you're a badass.
I hope the last thing I'll say is I hope you can understand this, but like break out the black leather again if you want to, or something of that nature. I wonder if you can understand that, Trisha.
The riding crop.
Or even that. Maybe it's that too. Let us know what you can understand. But I just feel like she has this edge, and she needs to like apply it in like a really fantastically awesome way. Calm down so much now. I don't think you need to be calming down. I need to be all parts. Remember, I said all parts. Have fun, but you know it has to feel good for you. It has to be genuine, authentic fun, not because you're playing a part for someone else. It's because it's great for you. She's laughing, so she can take what you're saying, what I'm saying.
All right.
I love it.
All right, this one's for Lucille and Kay Weezy. We'll try to get to you. Wow, we're kind of running long though. All right, here, Lucille. 3 really nice deep breaths. Get nice and focused. Words of wisdom for my friend Lucille. Words of wisdom for my friend Lucille. Words of wisdom for my friend Lucille. The angel of spiritual wisdom and magic. Woohoo. All right, let's fix you up here. The relentless grind of continuous competition is really wearing you down. You find your concepts being continually tested through conflict and disagreements. Your existence seems more like a war than life right at the moment. Always question authority. Be resolute and factual to clarify the situation and get the assistance you require. Oppression is an opportunity for liberation. It's not a cage. Face and overcome the trials and taste your victory. You realize that negativity traps and imprisons your soul. Lively discussions are invigorating, giving you the opportunity to contribute your ideas. You enjoy teaching others what you know. However, you must be willing to look past just your own point of view. The battle will never be over. Find the place where you enjoy being a warrior. I love that place. Live in the radiance of your own light that burns eternal. Live in the radiance of your own light, which burns eternal. Free yourself from your self-made limitations by seeing yourself accurately. You're an actual piece of the source. Bottom line, period. That realization is huge in so many ways. So enjoy your victory.
She's saying, me too. Enjoy your victory, Lucille. Enjoy your victory. I want to say also thank you to Linda. She was validating the penny on the quartz, and she's saying it's a sign that I should put. What? I'll go back to it. I want to finish up with Lucille. I'll go back to you, Linda, in just a second.
No, go ahead.
Oh, you.
Yeah, no, I'm done.
Lucille is acknowledging you. She says, I'm trying, though. She's saying, thank you very much.
Oh, you're very welcome, Lucille. You're a formidable person. Give yourself credit for who you actually are. Like and I'm not talking about in an egotistical way, but realize your own light and what that really means and spew that everywhere you go. You're powerful. Make sure your frequency is in that zone of love and sending out what you want. You know, that you can sometimes focus a little bit on what you hate, what you don't like. Make sure every time you catch yourself in that circle that you take yourself out of that and focus on what you want. You're creating that reality even as you're thinking it. So there you go. I hope that was good for you. You're very welcome, Lucille.
That felt very needed. That felt very beautiful.
All right. We're going to try to get Kay Weezy. He seems to be having a cow, man.
Sure. Can I just acknowledge Linda for a second? Just say thank you.
Absolutely.
Linda is talking about the penny. She says there was an appearance of a dime and a penny that appeared on the quartz kitchen counter a couple months after my hubby died. The time and the penny are still there for me. So
there you go.
So I was thinking it was going to happen, and it has already happened. Maybe something will happen again, but that's one of your signs. Cause I was like, one of your signs is look up for yourself. So it's validation that you don't have to worry. They're already listening, because if you can understand, because we talked about earlier in the reading, it was regarding a loss, right? And so I didn't tune into the fact that it was your husband, but it was something you were asking. It was something reassurance you're asking for him. And so the message that came up was validating he's listening. How beautiful is that? How beautiful is that?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And then yes, and then my brain got distracted. So that's on me. So I went to the candle and the sinuses. Okay, so K-Weezy. I love the number 11 too. Linda, thank you for letting me know that. K-Weezy. Would you like to start with K-Weezy or?
Oh, you go ahead.
Okay, cool. K-Weezy. Okay, let's see what comes up for you. I feel like okay, what comes up is, can you understand, like, K-Weezy, that, like, right now, like, you're frustrated, and I feel like there's different themes here. Like, whenever I do readings, like, it could be, you know, like, let go, trust, right? And like, for you, K-Weezy, just like for Linda, it's kind of like, I feel like you're frustrated, but I want to remind you of the signs that you've had. And so I feel like a feather has come to you. That's a sign. A feather has come to you, and that you've also seen butterflies. But I just see like this big white feather. So it represents a moment where you saw that, and you thought about a loved one. And so, like you mentioned earlier, how you wanted to connect to your friend, and I feel like your friend is around, and your friend does encourage you. And like, were you and your friends like young when you knew each other? Because for whatever reason, and this could be wrong, I don't know, sometimes I don't know if things are like metaphorical, and I'm just really honest with it. So it's like I keep seeing like action figures, like something like G.I. Joe. I think it's different than G.I. Joe. I think it's like maybe based off like a TV show or a movie, the action figures. But I feel like you had action figures when you would play with one another. So let me know if that time era is right. I'm not sure. but I feel like I just have to put that out there. You're saying yes, spot on with my dad and grandma, my best friend Sky, and I feel like there's something about like basketball or the metaphor of taking the shot. Okay, so he's really encouraging you, and he's saying like don't let. Oh, okay, you can understand. Very true. We're young wrestling action figures. Okay. He's trying to remind you of like your innocence and your fun and your youth. And it's like when you guys, because you trusted each other, when you guys just hung out, like you just went for it. And it was the best time. And he's like telling you to just go for it with the things that you want to do. Like, not everyone's going to be like Sky. Not everyone's going to get you. In fact, a lot of people are going to make you feel really sad. The world doesn't understand creative, sensitive people sometimes. And he's really saying, like, it's been hard, man. It's been hard. And he's here to hold you. And he's saying, think about me. Don't think about what the people are doing or what's happening to you. Think about me. And it's like your family and your friends, they're your rock in spirit. And they've been giving you tons of signs to say we love you and support you. They want you to take a shot. So I feel like there's like a project that you're working on. It could be a CD. It could be, asking somebody to start working on a CD. They're saying you need to do it and see what happens. And if it doesn't go like you planned, that's okay. You just keep doing you, and you keep having the fuel of Sky and your grandma and your father to keep pushing you forward. Don't worry about any of the other stuff. Okay.
All right, we really have to pull the plug. It's like almost time for the next show to begin. So love you guys. Thank you so much. Kelly, thank you with all my heart. I love sharing space with you, and I hope this is the first of many anniversaries we'll celebrate. And thanks. Really appreciate it. And you guys, everybody, as always, thanks to the energetic family. Love to see you guys, and we will see you next week. If you like it, hit the like, the subscribe, leave a comment, share something at live, please. Any of those would be really helpful. And we will see you next week, and make sure that you stay tuned in just a few minutes for Jennifer Rose and the Love Show. All right, here we go. We joyously end our gathering and send everyone on their happy way. We thank the angels, our guides and allies, for their wisdom, their understanding. And with absolute gratitude, infinite, unconditional love, and our wish for bliss to the source. Until next week, be in the light.